Hi, and thank you for tuning in to Noir Histoire. I'm Natasha, and this is part 3 of a special 3-part Black History short series. I suggest you listen and watch the episodes in order. Patrice Lumumba Part 3, The Assassination and Theories. It covers the period of September 1960 to January 17, 1961. Following his capture, Lumumba was placed under house arrest, where he was guarded by UN peacekeepers who kept Mobutu's forces at bay. Lumumba attempted to escape to Stanleyville, where he still had a stronghold of support, but was recaptured by Mobutu's forces. He was first re-imprisoned at Thysville, but his enemies feared the soldiers there might be supportive of his cause. To get around this problem, Lumumba was transferred again. This time, he was moved to the Katanga region, which had seceded from Congo under Chambe's rule. The transfer was basically a death sentence. Initially, the government tried to hide Lumumba's murder and waited almost a month to officially announce his death. They then attempted to distance government involvement in the murder by blaming Lumumba's death on local villagers who they claimed killed him after he tried to escape. The official explanation of Lumumba's death was dismissed by the public, and rumors began to spread. In the decade that followed, details of the assassination would slowly come to light. On January 17, 1961, Lumumba, along with two of his allies, Joseph Akito and Maurice Mapolo, were escorted to Elizabethville by soldiers. The three men were severely beaten during the flight, beaten again after landing, and were then executed by firing squad. Their unjust treatment did not end with their deaths. Instead, they were buried in shallow graves, only to be dug up, cut into pieces with a hacksaw, and dissolved in sulfuric acid in an attempt to hide the crime. The torture and dismemberment of Lumumba and his colleagues were carried out by the Belgians and Congolese, most likely from Chambe's Katangan fighting force. What direct role, if any, Mobutu or Kasavubu played in the murder is unclear, though both benefited from the death of Lumumba, as he was a strong adversary who was popular in some areas of the country and very likely could have returned to power. It seems that the United States and Great Britain were not directly involved in the ploy that actually ended Lumumba's life, but some sources claim that the CIA and MI6 played a role in orchestrating the killing. By most accounts, neither the Americans or the British delivered the coup de grace, though at previous points in time the idea had been floated on both sides of the pond. They were more likely complicit in the sense that neither country intervened when the decision was made to deliver Lumumba to the hostile Katanga region. Lumumba was assassinated in the early 1960s during a period when other colonies in Africa and the Caribbean were pushing for their independence. Why Lumumba in particular generated such attention from Western nations can't be easily attributed to one specific reason. He promoted an ideology of independent Congo with a unified people, rather than divisions along tribes, ethnicities, or regions. Beyond the borders of Congo, he believed in the concept of Pan-Africanism, and that African nations should not just be free of their colonial rulers, but reclaim their traditional values. Much of Africa had been carved up and distributed amongst European nations, who generated wealth from the continent's natural resources, and compelled its people to perform labor at extortionary rates if they were paid at all. Another line of reasoning suggests that Lumumba became a concern after turning to the Soviet Union in the middle of the Cold War. There was fear that he might bring communism to Congo, a strategically important nation in Central Africa. Lumumba might have been viewed as another Fidel Castro in the making. Regardless of the reasons, Lumumba was assassinated, and in death he would become a martyr like several other black leaders who pushed for self-determination. Some refer to his death as Congo's original sin, as it marked the first in a series of unfortunate events that began soon after independence and saw the country slide into poverty despite its bountiful natural resources. Thanks for tuning in. Show notes and sources are available on the Noir Histoire website via the link in the episode description. If you enjoyed this episode, please click the thumbs up button. You can also share it online, on social media, or with someone you think might enjoy the episode. Doing this will help other people find the show, which helps us grow. If you aren't already subscribed to the Noir Histoire YouTube channel, I hope you subscribe now and return to get motivated, get inspired, and get more stories of Black history made and in the making. Until next time, take care.